Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of cultivation of vegetables, potato, radish and carrot part 2. So in this session we are going to study about an introduction to radish, right? So there will be a different varieties of radish that also we are going to see, and there are some applications of manures and fertilizer for the radish plant. So that is very important, that what type of manures and fertilizers we are using for the growth of the radish crop. So that we are going to discuss about. Then we will discuss about the season and sowing and the seed rate. What is the seed rate and what is the season of the sowing this seed, right? So that also we are going to study about, and there are certain diseases related to this particular crop. So let us start. Radish is a quick growing, cool season and root vegetable. So generally the root of this particular plant is used as a vegetable, and it is quick growing in the cool season. So when the season is cool, like winter, right? In the winter, this radish can be grown very quickly. The seed will germinate in 3 to 4 days with soil temperature that is around 18 to 30 degrees centigrade, right? With good moisture content in the soil. So this is the type of soil that we must maintain. A lot of moisture should be present in the soil. The temperature of the soil should be around 80 to 30 degrees centigrade, right? And it in just 3 to 4 days, right? The seeds of this radish germinate, but we have to maintain this good moisture. Okay, the minimum temperature for the germination is 5 degrees centigrade. So up to 5 degrees centigrade, the seed of the radish can germinate. The optimum temperature for the germination is 30 degrees centigrade. So the 30 is the most appropriate temperature for the germination, and the maximum temperature for the germination, that is around 35 degrees centigrade. So at this temperature also the seed may germinate. So this is the minimum and this is the maximum, and this one is the optimum temperature at which the radish seed germinate. But we have to maintain the good moisture condition in the soil, right? And this is and only 3 to 4 days it takes to germinate, right? Cultivation of radish. So this is the scientific name, Raphanus sativus linen. And Raphanus is the genus name and sativus is the species name, and it belongs to the family Brassicaceae. Very important. Okay. So Raphanus is one of the very important, you can say, the plant of this family, right? So let us see. Different varieties of radish. So in radish, hill region, white isle and scarlet globe, rapid red white tipped. These are some of the varieties that are grown in the hilly region. Whereas in the plains, different other varieties are there. So CO1, Pusa Rashmi, Pusa Chetki, Pusa Desi, Japanese White and Arka Nishant are the popular varieties. So these are the varieties of radish in the plains, whereas these 3 different varieties are there for the hilly region, right? So in the hill region we can have a number of crops in a year, and in plains these are some of the varieties that is used to grown, and we are having a limited plantation in the case of the plains. So here are some of the important pictures to identify. Like this is the white isle, and this is the scarlet globe. You can see a round shape radish. Rapid red white tip. So at the tip you can see this is the white, but at basal region, all the region of this radish, it is red in color. So that is why it is called rapid red and white tipped. Pusa Rashmi. This is a very common type of radish. Pusa Rashmi, Pusa Chetki. So all these has been developed. This is the Pusa Rashmi and Pusa Chetki has been developed in the IARI. And Japanese white, you can see this is the Japanese white. So all these are some of the different varieties of the rabbit that is rapidly grown. Now, type of soil that is used for the growing this particular crop. Sandy loam soil. So the soil, sandy loam with high organic matter content are highly suitable for the radish cultivation. So high organic matter means the farmyard manure you can use, or you can use the cow dung manure, or whatever the manure that is having a lot of organic content, organic matter content. That is very, very important for this particular crop. And the soil type, sandy loam, this is the one of the best soil that is required by most of the crops. So this radish also required the sandy loam type of soil. And this is, if you maintain this sandy loam of soil and a lot of organic content in the soil, then that is the best suited for the radish cultivation. The highest yield can be obtained at the soil pH of 5.5 to 6.8. So this is the slight acidic. This is very slight acidic type of soil that is required for the radish cultivation. So one must maintain this particular pH of the soil. So because the pH is very, very important. Okay. Roots of best size, flavor and texture are developed at about 50 degrees centigrade temperature. Now the temperature is one of the very important playing role in the roots of the size of the roots. So roots are grown at the best size when the temperature is around 15 degrees centigrade. Flavor, the flavor of radish, it is having a particular flavor, so that also get maintained at this temperature. And texture of the radish, that also get maintained at this best texture. So all these characteristic of the radish, that is the root of best size, the flavor, the texture, it is maintained or it is developed at around 15 degrees centigrade temperature. So temperature play a very crucial role for the cultivation of the radish, right? So important things are here, that is the type of soil, sandy loam, more organic content matter must be present in the soil, right? And the pH of the soil should be around 5.5 to 6.8. And the temperature that should maintain around 15 degrees centigrade for the cultivation. Okay, now the application of manures and fertilizer for the radish plant. So what are the application if we are using this manure and fertilizer, how it is going to help this particular crop? So here comes the farmyard manure, FYM, farmyard manure. Should be mixed up thoroughly at the time of field preparation. So when we have planned that in this particular field crop we are going to grow the radish, right? Then we must apply the farmyard manure thoroughly in the soil. Whereas the complete doses of potassic, phosphatic and 1/2 dose of the nitrogenous fertilizer can be applied in the rows before sowing. So nitrogen, phosphorus and one another was the half dose of nitrogenous fertilizer, potash and phosphate, right? NPK, and that is why this NPK is very, very important fertilizer. The fertilizer that is having a one typical ratio for the NPK, that is very, very important. And most of the crop required these fertilizers, right? So two things are very, very important. That is the farmyard manure, means manure, and for chemical fertilizer, both we are using here. Okay. Next is the remaining half dose of the nitrogen fertilizer should be applied as a top dressing along with irrigation when the plant start growing vigorously. So first time when you prepare the field, at the time of preparation of the field, half dose of this you can say this fertilizers should be applied, and next half dose you have to apply at the time when the plant has been grown and you are irrigating. So at that time also you can apply this fertilizer. So this is actually asked to do that. So radish is quick growing crop, hence the soil should be highly rich in the plant nutrient, right? So the radish grow very quickly in the soil. So we must maintain the nutrient for its better growth. So these are some of the important application of the manures and fertilizer, both are required. So some other applications: add farmyard manure 25 to 40 tons. So this is the amount of the FYM, that is the farmyard manure, that can be applied, 25 to 40 tons. Nitrogen 18 to 50 kg in the form of ammonium sulfate. So nitrogen in the form of ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate. And the phosphorus 50 kg in the form of superphosphate. Nitrogen phosphorus in the form of superphosphate. In the previous slide, we have discussed about the NPK. Now, the salt which contain this NPK, this nitrogen is present in the ammonium sulfate, phosphorus in the superphosphate, and potash, that is potassium in the muriate of potash. Muriate of potash. So, and this is for 1 hectare of the field. In 1 hectare, you have to apply 25 to 40 tons of the farmyard manure. Then you have to apply 18 to 50 kg of the ammonium sulfate, phosphorus 50 kg, and 50 kg of the muriate potash. Muriate of potash. Now, season of sowing and seed rate. At which season this particular crop is grown or sown in the, so June, July in the hilly region, it is June and July month. September in the plains are the best suited for this this particular crop, right? So June, July in the hilly region, we can sow this crop. And in the case of plains, September is the best month for growing or the sowing this crop. And what is the seed rate? 10 kg per hectare seed is required. So if we are having 1 hectare of land, then we required 10 kg of seed. If we are having 2 hectare of land, then we require 20 kg. So this is the amount of seed that is required for the growing. Preparation of field and spacing. Now the preparation of field, as we have already talked, how what are the things that is required, the preparation of the field, that is the farmyard manure and all the 3 different NPK fertilizers. And we have given the salt also. The land should be prepared to fine tilth and leveled. So we have to finely tilth it and leveled it again. So once you have to tilt it, means the below ground soil to the upper level, and you have to again level it. And before doing that, you have to mix the farmyard manure and the other fertilizer as well. Spacing. Now spacing should be maintained. 15 into 10 centimeter spacing is normally adopted, so that there should not be overcrowded of the plants, and all the roots that required a proper spacing, that is maintained. So if you follow this 15 into 10 centimeter spacing for the spacing of the plant, then that will be adequate. Irrigation. Now Plains irrigation is done once in a week. So in 1 week, this irrigation is done. And how it is done? Install the drip system with main and sub main pipes and place the inline lateral tubes at an interval of 1.5. So we can follow the drip irrigation method for this, right? Because whatever the water is required, it is required for the growth of the root, and root is the ultimate plant part that absorbs the water. Okay, so why to waste the water? So that is why drip irrigation method is followed for this. Install the drip system with main and sub main pipes and place the inline lateral tubes at an interval of 1.5. Place the dripper in the lateral tubes at the interval of 60 centimeter, 50 centimeter spacing with 4 LPH and 3.5 LPH capacities respectively. So this is the placing of your dripper. At what distance you must place your dripper so that drop by drop water could come out and it will be available for the roots. Form the raised beds at 120 centimeter width at an interval of 30 centimeter and place the lateral at the center of each bed. Application of fertilizer. So in the plains, apply farmyard manure at 25 ton per hectare and 25 kg nitrogen, 100 kg of phosphorus, 50 kg of potassium per hectare as a basal dressing, and 25 kg nitrogen per hectare after 30 days. So for the plains, this much fertilizer we must apply. This we have already discussed. Fertigation. Now fertigation required, that is 50 is to 100 is to 50 kg of NPK per hectare and apply once in 3 days. So this much amount of fertilizer, and that is why it is called as fertigation. This is applied. Spacing 30 into 50 into 10 centimeter is paired row system, and a total of 10 rows is accommodated in one bed. So in one bed you can have a 10 particular rows of such, and the spacing is followed by this. This is for the fertigation. Plant protection. Now there are, if you are having a plant, then there will be lot of pests, there will be lot of diseases occurring to that, right? So how to protect our plant from those pests and diseases? So aphids. Aphid is one of the insects, flea beetles and the mustard sawfly. Though these three are the pest of this particular crop. Aphids, flea beetle and mustard sawfly can be controlled by spraying malathion 50 EC1 1 ml per liter twice or thrice 10 days of interval. So this is a chemical that can be sprayed, right? That can be sprayed to protect our plant from this aphids, flea beetles and the mustard sawfly. So in this case, this malathion 50 EC is very effective, and this is applied in amount of 1 ml per liter twice or thrice 10 days of an interval. So after 10 days you can apply this as twice time or thrice a time. So here, this is the white rust disease. This is the white rust disease caused by the fungus. So white rust can be controlled by spraying mancozeb 2 gram per liter or the copper oxychloride 2 gram per liter. So here you can see these are the pustules. These are the pustules of the fungus, right? So if this if they damage to the leaf, then ultimately its effect you can see on the roots as well, because the food which is synthesized by the leaves get stored in the roots, and if roots are not healthy, they are infected with any type of pathogen, their effect can be seen at the root level also. So white rust of radish you can see on the leaves. Now this is also albugo candida. So this is the spots of the albugo candida, like this. right? So these are the white rust disease. So this is all about this session. We will have some more session to complete this particular topic. Till then, thank you very much.